Hey, so here we are on the tee box of hole 1 at Swordstone DGC for round 1 of the I pool for MA3 at NADGT National Championships. Throw in my flippy destroyer, a Star Destroyer, turns over a little bit. We're left with a long putt, but more of an upshot. We tap that in for our par. That's I'm happy to start a tournament with a par, because that means I didn't start it with a bogey or worse. So birdie would be nice, but par feels pretty good. Here we have a great angle from the camera showing you my butt. This drive, same disc, also a little turned over. So that ended up on the left side of the fairway here. It got up there a good ways, but I'm left with a patent pending. I'm throwing a Halo Firebird here, which is probably not a great decision, but I was nervous about overturning something again. So I threw it here. It did leak out, right? I also threw it 2 nose up. So we have that left for a long-ish putt at 40-something feet. My distances are never accurate, so we'll see. Either way, basically an upshot because I don't know how to putt. I can tap in, though. I'm good at that. So that one I did make for par. That was a par 4. Hole 3 is a really unique hole at this course. Basically downhill and to the left, there's a fountain on a dais, and this one, I had the right idea with a backhand turnover, but it does push a little too deep, and I'm off the platform on the backside, which is in bounds, but if I had been a little bit further to the left, would have been out of bounds. I pitch up here, and I'm on here for a putt, but again, it goes back to, you know, that thing I talked about where I don't know how to putt, so that happened again, and luckily we stayed up for the tap-in for the bogue. Hole 4 is 357 feet. It's a soft-ish par 4, but it is challenging. It's pretty much straight uphill. You have a narrow gap straight up the fairway that you really want to hit for a good upshot, and I do not, because this same flippy Star Destroyer didn't flip, because apparently technique matters too. So I just pitch out to the middle of the fairway for an upshot here. Fairway opens up a little bit, except for the one tree right in the middle. I hit my line, but I coincidentally also hit that tree, which is super great. I know at this point I'm probably taking a number here. I just go with a stepper to get me within range. We tap that in for our bogue again. Or was that a par? I don't even know. This shot was really good. I'm parked, but the camera operator in training didn't know where it went, so they stopped recording, which is okay. Kind of. Anyways, hole 6. This is a long par 3. The road plays as OB, so anywhere on the road is OB. There's a vineyard to the right and left that plays as OB. I go for a big backhand turnover. I get the turnover part, but it doesn't come back, but I'm safe. So I'm up there pretty far, and on the left side of the road, which is good, but basically just pitching up to the basket to tap in my par, which I'm happy with. I saw some really great drives here that went OB. I saw some bad drives that took par or worse, and I don't think there may have been 1 or 2 birdies on this hole the entire tournament, but not many. This shot was really great, really well executed. During the practice round, I threw this high, and the wind was up and blew it way over. This time I made the adjustment and parked it for a tap-in birdie. Hole 8, we got a triple Mando right here on the left-hand side. I do make it. That's pretty much all I was trying to do. End up giving it kind of a run for the basket, and you can see me being excited for what turns out to just be a par, because, you know, putting. But we'll take pars. Par was my goal. I said if I could hit even, that was gonna feel really good. Hole 9 has OB all around behind the basket. Throw a forehand in there with an overstable Toro. My girlfriend did not record the putt because it was just a tap-in shown by that picture. Hole 10, we have a right to left curve. Just don't want to end up in this empty pond on the right-hand side, which is pretty hard to do. But I basically just crank my understable. Well, it's not understable, it's just flippy because it's old. It was my first destroyer ever. So it's gotten some work in it. But either way, I hit a tree, I'm safe. Go for an upshot here, pinched between that bark pile. So I end up going safe a little bit to the left, leaving myself with 25, I want to say, for the putt. And again, I do stay consistent with my putting by not making them, which is really good for me. Definitely not going to work on that this off season. This is a triple mando right in front of the T-pad, which honestly is effective, not because of it being a triple mando, but because the tree is so close. I just got scared of smacking my hand anytime I threw on that hole, but we'll take par on this one. I don't think I ever had a good drive this whole week. Hole 12, straight shot down the fairway. Every single time I threw this, I think I birdied it, but I never did it the right way. Actually, that's a lie. I don't think I birdied it in my round 4. Hole 13. This is up and to the left, and as you can see, my drive went to the right, so I suck. I'm just kidding. I don't suck. I mean, let's not go there. Anyways, I am safe because I went over the OB vineyard, but the fairway, as you can see, is all the way up here on this road. So I'm just going to throw a Champ Firebird to try to scramble out. Don't quite make it. Throw that Champ Firebird again, hoping for some ground play to get me close. It does, and I'll tap in my par. Happy with par on that hole for sure. Hole 14 comes in with an island. You do have to cross the road and be on this island green. I do that so I avoid going to the drop zone. However, I again, you know, it just, it's a theme. It's a theme. Anyways, hole 15, this is going to be straight down and to the right. It is blind. You cannot see the basket. There is a vineyard marked as OB straight ahead of the T-pad, so you need to finish right. We did have a caddy spotting for us. He gave us a big thumbs up and he said, "Dude, you're parked." And I got down here and this is not parked for me. It's a good shot. But you know, nose up, wind, headwind. You know, we'll take our par. You know, C1, yeah. Anyways, hole, this is 16. I might have the numbers wrong here. This is a tough shot. Again, not the craziest distance for a par 4, but tight tunnel, low ceiling, and I kind of execute all of those things poorly. So we are left scrambling here from the middle of the fairway, which is honestly a good result, but I end up and ruin that for me. So now I'm left with a super tight shot out of this rough, which I do eventually make, which is awesome. I felt great about this, executed my line in a really narrow gap, and then was not rewarded for it by hitting that tree. So that was awesome. Left with just a jump putt stepper as my upshot, and then it almost rolls to Narnia, but it stays safe. And I figured out how to putt, albeit offside. Hole 17 is also an island hole. Got to get across the road. You also can't go deep. So I don't overturn it enough, but it does get a good kick. And I'm right here for my birdie. Hole 18. I really wanted to give this an eagle bid. And so I just was kind of throwing as hard as I could. This is a star shrike. I ended up just pulling it too far to the left, burning it over. It does clear kind of that tree, but it gets knocked down just a little bit past. I threw a very similar thing in round 4. We're going here with that Halo Firebird again. I just had to spike out of this grove of trees. That'll land us about 40 feet from the pin. I don't give it a full bid just because there is a drop off on the left-hand side there. But I just give it a soft one, put us close for the tap in par. Now, I was pretty happy with this result. My goal again was just going even. We shot -1, felt really good about that. So, thank you for watching.